Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. Got more orders to unbox this week. Got another reptile order. We're kind of ramping up for this season. We're expecting awesome things to offer you guys. Somebody's asked me, what is our actual Black Friday deals? I'll be honest, our Black Friday deals are I'm finding all the stuff I can get you all for a good price and making it a stupid good price. So come check it out because you're going to find things like this. This is an itty bitty, can I get him to slide a little? Western hognose. This is the Arctic Super Anaconda. It's got that cool pattern on its head. And I got it for a decent deal, but its buddy here. I got another one. Where's the other one? Here he is. Usually I save the best for last, but I'm going to do them first. I don't know if it's the best. They're all really good on this order. But this is just a regular Western hognose, and I got a super good price on that. So if you're looking for a hognose, looking for a deal, look no further. We got you hooked up. Speaking of cool herps, we've got some spiders on this order as well. These are the aviculara pink toes. Had somebody looking for one. I went ahead and picked up two. Did get some fresh fruit flies, which is not exciting for an unboxing, but a necessary piece for some of our smaller mouths. We do our own cultures here, but every now and then we re-up them with new genes. Here's a really cool little gecko, nice little pair. I've been wanting these for a while. They're a Caribbean gecko. Let's see the genus, if I can remember right, and I can't, so I will just say these are the yellow-headed dwarf geckos. There's actually about a dozen or more, maybe 18 different varieties of these dwarf geckos from all over the Caribbean. Some of them are incredibly rare. They're really popular right now. I'd be very careful about which ones you get, though, because those are by habit, if they're from the Caribbean, there's probably only 5 of them where they're from. So don't get a hold of any wildcats, please. Florida ivory millipedes. Those are a super fun millipede. We got so many millipedes right now. We didn't get the bumblebees, but we got everything else we normally carry. Plus, we've got a really great price. Talk about Black Friday. Great price on the giant millipedes. Very fun frogs. We love fun frogs here. These are the White's tree frogs. Sold out of those the other day, so we brought in another batch of those. And I was looking at this going, what is it, a mushroom? It is not a mushroom. This is baby red-eared sliders. One of these is actually a special order. Usually we don't carry baby red-eared sliders because there's an ecological disaster unfolding in our very midst with red-eared sliders being released into the wild. But these are albino baby red-eared sliders, a couple bucks more, and I hope anybody who takes those on realizes that they're going to have that animal for 40 years. Not hard to care for, but it is a long-term commitment. Speaking of long-term commitments, this is a baby marginated tortoise, relative to the Russians and the Greeks and the Hermans. This is the marginated, which is actually the largest of that group, which means they get about that big. They're not very big at all. And then the last thing we got is something in a bag. We always say good things comes in bags. I got a suspicion that this might be an angry little guy. I'm going to give it a try and see if I can't give you a look at this. When I saw they shipped it in a bag, I was like, man, you guys are punking me. Who puts something like this in a bag? But that's all right. I've been bit before. It'll probably be cold and slow. It'll be fine. Let's see what we got. He's going to jump out of here and jump into my nose. Oh, there he is. Let's get a look. That is a Tokay Gecko. Looks like he's got shed on his head. He's moving very slow because he's cold. Those guys can take parts off you, so be very careful when attempting to handle a Tokay Gecko. They're actually gecko, I think is their scientific name. The quintessential gecko for the herp hobby. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the Tokay geckos because they can be so aggressive, but they are really a large, beautiful, impressive animal. And we service all types here, so I will put aside my personal prejudice and say, we have a Tokay gecko. That's only a prejudice because I've lost parts to them. That's, you know, I used to have 5 fingers. All right, let's get some fish on here. We're delayed one of our orders. We'll get that tomorrow. I've got another airport order coming in tomorrow, so lots and lots of stuff to share with you guys. First thing out of this box is fish. Green tiger barb restock. Gotta have them. Gotta love the green tiger barbs. Nice schooling fish. Get them in a group of 6 or 8 of them. They'll get less snippy. Beautiful, beautiful version of a tiger barb. These are Gardneri killies. Got the females in this bag. We'll have a bag of males. Always get those in a pair. Got a good price on that pair of Gunthers, or not Gunthers. We have Gunthers also, but these are the Gardneris. Geophagus svini. Those are an earth eater. I haven't had these in a little while. These are a tank raised group of the Svinis. Lots and lots and lots of different types of earth eaters. Those in particular get about yay big. Very, very fun earth eating cichlid. Here's whitefin tetra, or we call them a candy cane tetra here. Very colored down at the moment, but candy cane tetra is a larger, not quite as big as a bleeding heart tetra. Great schooling fish for your community tank. Lemon cichlid, also known as a Neolamprologus lupi. You know, if you don't have a Neolamprologus lupi, you must be loopy because they're very beautiful. I know that was a stretch. Here's those boys, the Gardneri killies, much more vibrant than the females. All your killies, or most of your killies, the females are just kind of silver. Males would be the impressive one. Here are some pea puffers. Another batch of those guys. We got a batch last week. Honestly, some of them didn't hold up, but it's from a different source. We'll see how those ones do. Next is some narrow wedge rasboras. These look a lot like a harlequin rasbora. We used to call them a rasbora het. That's because our scientific name is Trigonostis digma heteromorphia, or het is easier to say, and that's the hingeli. Hingelis are a slightly smaller version, thus the name narrow wedge. Here's one box down. We'll slide those into the bags into the box here. I think a lot of people are using those hingelis or the Epsies when you find them in their nano tanks because they're a little bit smaller than the other guys. Let's see, next up we have some discus. Actually, we had a big group of discus on this order. Some of them ended up in the tank already because the bags are flat. When we were prepping the boxes so I don't have to undo them in front of you guys, we found flat bags and went into rescue mode, grabbed those discus and put them in the tank, and they're doing fine. But you won't get to look at some of them, you'll have to come look at them. We got the yellow melons, the checkerboards. We also got in some that were a red turquoise, very gorgeous. They didn't show up on the film because, like I said, they have flat bags. So, biker, love our bikers. It's a big one. This is the, does not have a tag. It's a marbled biker, which is the poly or the palmus? Palmus, excuse me. Palmus, Polypterus palmus is your marbled biker. All right, next up, more cool fish. Lots of cool fish. 3 fish orders, a saltwater order, a reptile order. I think we're missing is ice pods. We're about due for that. Peacock gudgeon, love those guys. They're little goby type. Peacock gudgeons have those beautiful stripes, red and pink and yellow, and actually a great little community fish. So very good choice for mini tanks. Neon tetra, gotta have them, love them. They're on our tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off of any of our tetras, just for subscribing for the channel, so don't forget. Next up is an epistogramma. I haven't had these. These are the epistogramma. Oh, I'm not even going to pronounce it. These are the diamonds, they call them. So epistogramma Irmanopagi. I said I wasn't going to do it, and I tried it anyway. Oh, gotta love the bad Latin. Someday, somebody make me take Latin classes. Here's those pork chops. I told you, lamb chops or pork chops, the other version of a narrow wedge-ish harlequin rasbora. Narrow wedge, lamb chop, pork chop, they call them both of those. And then the regular het. We got all 3 types in right now. Here's a couple rope fish. Double down on those guys because they're coming in really big right now. Gorgeous fish, get about 2 feet long. Some people, I have more than one person, I've put them in their guppy tank to take care of the unwanted babies. It's not my first choice, but I guess, you know, if it works for you. Hoplo cats, we get a couple types we've been getting in. These marble hoplos have been doing real well for us, so we brought in another batch of those. And, oh, look at you, you are not a baby. This is a black arowana, but not a tiny, tiny baby black arowana, which is nice. Sometimes they send them in yolk sac, and they're expensive, and your yolk sac goes and gacks on you, and then you're very sad. This guy's big enough, he should have learned how to eat already. We'll get him up and eating and ready for you who are looking for a hard-to-come-by collector-type giant fish. These are ruby tetras, the opposite of a giant fish, a tiny little tetra, one of the smallest. Ruby tetras get a really bright red to them as they mature. They're slightly dimorphic, gorgeous little nano fish. So there you go. You got a giant Arowana, or you can take that same tank and put 1,000 microfish in it. Your choice. I got an onlooker today. We have a studio audience that was saying they're trying to decide whether they're going to do giant fish or nano fish. Well, we're not going to make it easy for you. You got to pick, man. All right, here is some Cominados. Cominados great on your brown algae, diatom algae, fantastic little eaters. Red zebras, got a couple different Africans on this order. One of them didn't make the trip, but for the most part, very nice bright red, red zebra, Mabuna type African. Next up is some baby roseline sharks, a little bigger than that last batch that did not hold up, unfortunately. So my plans to make a great special on that kind of fell through, but I do have the regular ones here for you who want a very cool fish for your community tank. Here are lemon tetras, again, part of our tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off any of our tetras just for subscribing to our channel. Next up are some guppies. Assorted females look like they're all yellow females, but they all look nice and fat and healthy, so love that. Much better than the last batch. And here are some flame dwarf gouramis, really big and fat. Nice group of flame dwarf gouramis, like that. Oh, look at you. These are Inocampus and Sorgi, the African freshwater pipefish. These are a special order. We got 6 of them. They said they only had 5. Well, now it says 5 there. Let's see how many they actually sent. They charged me for 6. How many noses we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it is 6 of them in there. Anyway, I got a special order in-house for those. I think they wanted 4, but we went ahead and bought what they had because we didn't want to leave them there. You may take all 6. You may drop out at 4. I got another type of pipefish coming too. Those are a little different guy than we've had. Very, very pretty. Pseudotropheus damasceni or damasceni cichlid, another Mabuna type African cichlid. With that nice bright blue and black stripe. So beautiful. Like I said, a little restock on our Mabuna types this week and trying to ramp up on our Africans again. We were kind of on a low point there for a bit, but lots more to check out every day here at the Big River. All right, last box on this order. Some more Africans. These are some crabros, the bumblebees. Gotta love you some bumblebees. A little more dimorphic than the damascenites. Next up is dwarf chain loaches, my favorite version of snail patrol. They only get about 2.5, 3.5 inches, like to be in a group, and they will decimate any kind of snail population you can throw at them. Pygmy spotted rasbora, your nano fish, little spotted guys, relative of the chili rasbora. They actually have a bright red to them, but not quite as much as your chilies do. Here are the least killifish. I ordered 12, they only sent me 8, which means we got the least amount that they would send us, I guess, because there's got to be a lot of puns about least killifish. At least I stopped punning about them now. Or maybe I didn't. Haha. Rustling half-beaks, restock on those guys. Got in a batch, sold out most of them. Got more of them for you guys. Been incredibly seasonal. Happy to have them. Get them before they run out again. Here's our reboot on Celestial Pearl Daniels. We got in a batch that did not hold up, so we got in a new batch. Try those out. We'll have those ready for you by tomorrow. Another nano fish, neon blue rasbora. That's a Sundandanio goblinus. Just love the name, goblin. Anything with a goblin in the name is cool to me. One betta to look at, and he's quite a looker. We won't spend a lot of time on it because you know me and bettas. I get lost in the bettas. No lost in the sauce today. Here's Chili rasporas. That's your quintessential nano fish. Guaris. Got several of those different nanos. Because this has got to be, yeah, those are exclamation points. So we got the exclamation points, 3-spot maculatus, and the Bridgets or the Chili rasboras. So 3 of the 6 different types of baras that we have in stock, restocked today. The last bag in this box is a Pseudomilgo luminatus, or the red neon rainbow. Another restock on those guys. They're some of our most popular of our nano rainbows. Very, very cool little fish, and that is that box. We'll be back shortly. And we're back. Got 2 orders here. Let's see what we got here. Shrimp came in good shape, even though they were delayed. We had some other fish on that order. Didn't do that great, but sometimes that happens. We got some blue shrimp. Gotta love those. Blue velvets. These are red rilly shrimp because we have all kinds of jokes about really shrimps that are really bad, and I'll stop right there. Really? You think I would? These are mono shrimp, little ones. Got a nice big batch of those. Here's some red crystals. How are they doing? Actually, that's pretty good. One of them didn't make the trip. It looks like maybe two. We've been having a little trouble getting red lilies in, or red crystals in, but those guys look pretty good. Here's some Bloody Marys. Fantastic looking Bloody Marys. Nice big shrimp. Nice beautiful color. And these aren't shrimp. These are goldfish. Got a mixed batch of large Arowanas. Nice looking. So I'm getting those at that decent $30 price point for those. More Amano shrimp. These got to be the larges. These aren't all that large, but they're a lot bigger than the little ones, so we'll go with it. And the last out of this box, we got a whole bunch of ghost shrimp. They actually look pretty good. Do they? Are you moving? Yeah, they're moving. They're just a little bit cold. They always ship the shrimp pretty chilly, and they do better that way. They'll warm up and be fine. All right, there's that box. Let's get into here and see what we got. This probably isn't fish. It is packing material. Blackworms. Long-awaited order of blackworms delayed. I actually had to order that twice to get it, but we got some. Also got a bunch of the Tigger pods, which are great for seeding your reef tanks. Got some Phyto Feast and other Reef Nutrition stuff. So restock on our Reef Nutrition live and concentrated foods. Find those in the refrigerator next to the mealworms. Another box down. Hop right in. Let's get another box going. This should be a mixed batch of freshwater and saltwater. Let's see. First thing out of the box is neither fresh or saltwater. This is a brackish water Snowflake Moray. Huge. I mean, they get a lot bigger than this, but you always talk about Moray. Those guys can get big, but you usually see them about that big. He's pretty awesome. Next is some mono argentas, which are neither freshwater or saltwater, but brackish water. Been doing more with our brackish lately, and I've been enjoying it. Our tanks are doing well. Yabby blue lobster to go with all the electric blues, vanillas, and orange lobsters we got last week. Here's another one. Yabby blues are a little bit bigger than electric blue, not quite as blue though. Very cool fish. It's actually a brackish water fish too, though we'll do them in hard water successfully. These are the what are they? The gobies, the big dragon gobies. They look like monsters, like they'd eat things because they're a huge mouth, but they're really, really easy going. Another brackish water fish. This is a Tiger Datnoid, a little different variety than the last one we had in here. Nice size fish, very cool pattern. That's a Tiger Datnoid. Some of the dats get really, really expensive. This is not a particularly expensive Datnoid, but very cool. Here is one big Geophagus cernamensis. I think we got 3 of those on this order. Not huge, but not tiny. Got a little price tag on those guys. Hopefully those guys will do well for us. And wow, those are cool. Look at the size of that male. Got 2 big ones and a couple little ones. These are freshwater pipefish. They didn't tell me which species on this. I'll have to key them out. But it's a little different species than the one we got with yesterday's order. Nice wide bodies on those males. Gorgeous fish. Very excited to have those. And let's hop into the next box. Got coral on this order too. Got a whole big batch of zoas, so they probably won't show up. We won't spend a lot of time on them, but come down and check them out when you get a chance. Coral's incredibly hard to film. Let's see. First thing out of the bag is coral. See, there is coral in there. I don't know if you can see. They're out open. Just looks like little blobs, but that is coral. This is not coral. This is Klein's butterfly. I got a couple of them on this order. Got bigger ones. They are one of the best choices for aptasia eating in a community reef tank. Royal Grama. Haven't had one of those in a couple months, so got that for your saltwater tank. Those zoas actually look slightly open. I wonder what color those are. More zoas, more zoas. I think I ordered one other type of coral besides zoas in here, but you'll have to see them in the tank. That's a sailfin tang. Haven't had one of those in a minute, so very, very fun. Let's see, more zoas. What are you guys? Oh, green chromies. Don't look very green right now, but they will green up. Got a couple of really big ones we got from locals. person who's breaking down a tank. So if you want big ones, we've got some of those right now. And then here is striped manila puffer. Get right on which one that is exactly. They're kind of related to the stars and stripes, a little different pattern on. Very cool puffer. Those are all zoas. That's not. What are you? Oh, a little tiny bicolor angel. Very cool. Bicolor is one of the bigger of the pygmy angels, or dwarf angel. Very neat fish, great color. All those are all zoas. You can't really see anything. So we'll just set the box aside and we'll go again. Last box for this order today, this week. Been a big livestock order. We might not do much of any livestock next week because of the holiday. So this is kind of our hurrah. There's another coral. I'm not sure if that's a zoa or something else. I forget what it was. I bought something else. Albino rainbow sharks. Been out of those for a hot minute, so restocked that guy. Next up is another Cernamensis. Yeah, that's what it is. Nice size on those. Not huge. They're not 8 inches, but 3+. Those are a nice looking fish. The price on those is going to be about $30, which is not a bad price for a bigger guy. These are wine millerized, a little bit smaller, but about the same price. Wine millers are one of the hardest of the earth eaters to find these days. Don't ask me why, but they're one of the most sought after as well. More coral, another Cernamensis. Let's see what else we got in here. Those are coral. Not coral. What are you? These are half-beaks. Those are Celebes half-beaks, I believe. No, they're not. These are Hejudagars. Nice little Hejudagar group. Little tiny guys. Let's see. And I think... Oh, this isn't coral either. Last thing out of the box that is not coral. This is peacock flounder, or sole. It's a nice little cool benthos saltwater critter. And that's it for this week's order.